going to address the shoulders and the neck today again. We've had a few mini stretch series already, so we're going to take some of that material and maybe some new material as well and kind of put it together in one longer, little more elaborate shoulder stretch routine. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Reach the arms up, and then exhale, release them down by your side, clasp them behind your back and interlace the fingers. And just gently take the arms and reach them down towards the floor. Get them as straight as possible. Stay here for a few moments. And just while you're doing this, keep in mind that you should be checking with your doctor if you have any kind of shoulder operations or injuries. Some of these stretches may not be beneficial for people who have torn rotator cuffs. Some of them may help, but some of them may not. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Reach the arms up and forward as you fold over the legs. Bring the arms as far up as you can. Forehead as close to the floor as you can. And keep breathing. Take deep breaths and try not to tense in the shoulders or in the hips. And then slowly roll back up. Now let's go ahead and bend from the elbows and hold on to the elbows behind the back. Soften the shoulders and gently pull down the arms towards the floor. So feel the stretch on the bottoms of the shoulder blades, top of the neck. Let's go ahead and bring the ear, the right ear to the right shoulder. Look straight ahead. And then bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And keep breathing. Now gently bring the elbows towards the right side. So you're pulling on the left arm to bring it over to the right. And try to stay soft in the shoulders. And then go ahead and pull over to the opposite side. And you're also kind of pulling down as well. And just keep breathing. And bring the hands over to the left as best as you can, as far as you can. And then center. Good, now let's separate the hands and keep them behind your back. Interlace the fingers again. And have the palms facing away from the back. So they'll be facing out. Keep the shoulders soft. And press the elbows gently forward. And continue to breathe. So you're just activating the arms slightly by pressing the elbows forward. And stay soft, right? So the shoulders drop down. And keep breathing. Also, if sitting like this is uncomfortable, you can do the same on a chair. You don't want to be distracted by hips and legs and spine when you're really just trying to stretch out the shoulders. Now take the palms and instead of having them facing out, turn them to face down. So also watch out for wrist injuries here. And we also don't want to feel any of the stretches in the elbow. If you're feeling it in the elbow, please stop doing it. So once again, let's bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Roll the chin down to center all the way to the left. Keep the palms facing down. And then roll over to the other side. And release. Okay, so let's go ahead and clasp the hands behind the back again. Bring both hands over to the right side. Take the elbow and bring it in and pull down on the shoulders. Continue to breathe. So the right hand is actually actively pulling on the left. Now take the right elbow and bring it as far forward as you can. And continue to breathe. And keep bringing the elbows close to center line as you can. And center. And over to the other side. So first you keep the elbow in. And now the left hand is actively pulling on the right. And keep breathing. Keep the shoulders dropped. And now let's take the left elbow out. So the shoulder rolls forward as far as possible. Continue to breathe. So nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And center. Good. let's release the arms forward. Again, interlace the fingers and stretch the arms forward, and then go ahead and sink the chest. Pull the chest and the upper spine away from the palms, tuck the chin. And here you're really focusing on separating the shoulder blades. So we generally don't fan the shoulder blades, but here go ahead and really widen. Imagine like you're wrapping the arms around a really big tree. Big, big stretch. Now take the shoulders and lift them up slightly, and then pull them down. And let's keep the shoulder blades separated and pull over to the right and hold. So we're still rounding here, still rounding, and shoulder down, and then over to the left. Shoulder blades dropped. Keep breathing. And center. Let's place the hands behind the head and press the elbows back, lift the chest, look up. And then close the elbows and look down. Separate the shoulders, pull the shoulder blades down. And again, open, look up. Inhale deeply, exhale, bring the elbows together, roll back. Arms up, and release. Keep the palms together, place them underneath your chin, elbows all the way together, touching. So really bring the elbows as close together as possible, and press everything together. Push up on the chin and lift the elbows up. Keep breathing. Center. Now look at the hands, notice which thumb is in front and switch. Again, clasp the hands, place them underneath the chin. First, you pull the elbows all the way together, and this might give some people enough of a stretch. And then you can go on ahead and push up. And then go ahead and release. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the right arm and bring it forward, and then pull it across the body. Stay right here. Keep the shoulder blade dropped, and just gently pull it. Focus on this bone, and just keep pulling. Try to keep the palm and the inside of the elbow facing up. Shoulders are soft. Okay, try not to tense up in the opposite shoulder. Try to use your bicep to pull on the arm rather than the whole shoulder. Now bend from the elbow and rest the hand on the same shoulder. So now the arm is bent, the right arm is bent, and you're pulling the elbow across. And stay nice and tall, shoulder blades dropped. For a deeper stretch, you can now go on ahead and put the right elbow in the crook of the left arm and pull. And for an even deeper stretch, put your left hand on the right wrist. Pull down on the wrist, up on the elbow, shoulders dropped. Stay nice and tall to start out with. And then for a deeper stretch, again, sink the chest and pull the elbows away from the body. Let the head drop. Try not to lift the shoulders. Keep the breath moving. And slowly release. Good. Now let's take that right hand, place it on the opposite shoulder, and we push on the elbow. So the elbow presses back, the hand rests on the shoulder blade. Shoulder blades are dropped. Stay nice and soft. And for a deeper stretch, you can take the left arm, bring it around the back, and if you can clasp the hands, go ahead and do so. Shoulders stay soft. And let's go ahead and bring the head to the right. Keeping it nice and long. Keep breathing. And try not to tense in the stretch. If you're unable to relax in the stretch, it's too deep, go ahead and do a little side bend in the spine here too. Feels kind of good. And slowly release. Okay, now let's take the right arm, bring it out to the side, in front of you. Palm and the inside of the elbow face up. Bend the elbow. Press the elbow straight back. So here it's really important that for now at least you don't let the elbow go out to the side, keep it centered. You can bring this hand up, keep breathing. And then if you can, Once again, you sweep the arm behind the back and you clasp the hands. If this doesn't work, then just keep the hand up, just as you had it. Keep breathing. And if you're comfortable, you can actually now go ahead and let the elbow kind of go out to the side a little bit. Be very aware, because it's easy to pull muscles here, but you can go on ahead and let that elbow go out. See if you can find a position that feels good, like something that you need to stretch. Notice whether there's any clicking, if there are tight spots along the way. And then go ahead and slowly release. Place that wrist on the back of the rib cage, and with the left arm, pull the elbow across and down. So keep breathing. You can even hook it from the inside or from the outside. Shoulders are dropped. Keep the breath moving. Head to the opposite side. Good. Now we're going to take that same arm, right arm, cross it over the left, wrap the arms around, eagle arms, shoulders drop. Keep breathing. So stay here, just as before. Sink the chest, pull the elbows away from the body. Keep breathing. So we're going to be rounded here, nice and rounded. Belly in. Hands back to center. Let both hands go over to the right, shoulders stay soft. Stay here for a few moments. Keep the breath moving. And then gently, the fingertips reach forward. Stay soft in the shoulders and center. Then come back to center and lift the elbows up as high as you can. Up, 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 up. Shoulders stay down. And come back down. And just a little bit over to the opposite. And center. Very good. Let's inhale the arms out, look up. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So bring the left arm across, shoulder stays down. And the right arm gently pulls on this bone. But try not for now to let the shoulder roll. Keep the shoulder blades together for now. Just bring the arm across. Again, nice and tall. Let the head go towards the opposite side, stretch out the neck. So you can actually kind of pull, like grasp the arm and give it a gentle pull. And center. Good. If this you want a little deeper, you can go on ahead and bend. And you pull the elbow towards the shoulder with the hand. You rest the left hand on the left shoulder. Or you can put it in the crook of the right arm and pull. Continue to breathe. Shoulders soft for now, so keep pulling down on the shoulder. You can also rest a hand on the wrist, and now you would pull down on the left wrist with the opposite hand and up on the elbow. Shoulders stay soft. And continue to breathe. So try not to hold your breath. And remember, if you're tensing, it's too much. Pull back a little bit. Let's sink the chest and pull the elbow away from the body and keep breathing. Belly in, so as rounded as you can, down with the shoulder blade. And center. Good. Now let's put the left hand on the right shoulder. Pull back on the shoulder. Keep breathing. Shoulders are soft. And you can reach the hand behind the back. Again, we're clasping at the hands. Shoulders stay soft. Keep breathing. Tuck the chin. Feel free to move the head. It's really not necessarily a specific direction. Generally, we want to tilt the head away from the side that's being stretched, but you can kind of move it around in any direction, really up and down and center. Good. So let's go ahead and bring the arm straight out, inside of the elbow and inside of the palm face up, bend, and just push up on the elbow. You want to feel the stretch right here. Shoulders stay dropped. If you can bring the hands above, go ahead and do so. Try not to push the head forward. Keep breathing. And if you can, you sweep the arm behind the back and you clasp the hands. You can also do this with a belt if the fingertips don't touch, but this doesn't give you enough stretch. Grab a belt and just slide your hands up and down the belt until they meet. Shoulders stay dropped. So first you hold center, the elbow is as close to the head as possible, and then you can actually let that elbow kind of go out to the side and notice whether this changes the stretch for you. You open as far as you can. You may find that one elbow is going to go way up to the other side, whereas the other arm possibly not. Just notice whether there are any tight spots, whether there are any clicks, like in my shoulder. Keep breathing. Bring the head away. And then center. And then slowly release. Let's put that wrist on the rib cage, and with the opposite arm, pull it forward and down. Be careful when you're doing the stretch. Stay soft and try not to resist the stretch by tensing the back or the shoulder joint. And continue to breathe. And feel free to hold for as long as you need. They feel really good, these stretches. And let's go ahead and slowly release. Also be very careful when you release these stretches. Oftentimes injuries happen when we release them. So for eagle arms, let's cross the left arm over the right, wrap the hands around. Try to have, as best as possible, your fingertips lined up with your center line. So the palms are lined up with your nose. And let's go ahead and just relax the arms down and sink the chest. Pull the spine back, belly button up towards the spine, and breathe and really separate the shoulder blades here. So once again, creating a lot of space between the shoulder blades. And the more you round and the more the arms go forward, the deeper your stretch will be. And center. Then the hands go over to the left. Stay soft in the shoulders, right? Soft shoulders. And hold. Try not to tense. And then fingertips stretch forward as far as you can without tensing up. And then they come back in. Then they come back to center. A little bit over to the other side. And then let's slide the elbows up as far as possible. Drop the shoulder blades at the same time. And again, you can sink the chest. And slowly release. Roll them back and down, shake them out a little bit. And let's go ahead, come down onto the knees. So we'll start in child's pose. Extend the arms overhead, but try not to let them rest. Okay, this is going to be just slightly more active in the arms. We start out with the palms facing in, shoulder width apart, and with the hips all the way on the feet for now. And go ahead and walk your fingertips forward, and then just draw the hips back, and try to move your shoulder blades down and wide apart from the spine. Forehead down. So the fingertips stay in the same position as the shoulder blades pull back. Now for a deeper stretch, you can actually move into a kneeling dog, which moves the hips more forward, and then you pull back. Bringing the chest and the chin as close to the mat as possible. So you can either do it from child's pose position, or from kneeling dog, where the hips are over the knees. Good. Now let's go ahead and try to reach actively through the arms, forehead down. Keep breathing. And for a more active version of the stretch, press the pinky onto the floor, but lift everything else away from the floor and bring the forehead down. You can also walk the hands forward a little more, the knees back a little more. So you can find your position anywhere between child's pose and kneeling dog. Okay? Now let's turn the palms facing up, elbows down as best as you can, inside of the elbow and the palm facing up. So you can stay wherever it is that you need to stay. It's important that you keep these turned up rather than let them go out to the side. Forehead down. So again, child's pose or kneeling dog. And then bend your elbows, walk them in a little bit, put your hands on the shoulders, and pull back. Forehead down, and soften the shoulders. Continue to breathe, and do not resist the stretch. Keep breathing. Maybe walk the elbows forward a little more, pull back the hips some more. And release. Good, so let's extend the arms overhead again. And go ahead and take your right arm and thread it through underneath the left with the palm facing up, forehead down. So this is a half of a dragonfly. Continue to breathe. And keep holding and stay soft in the shoulders. And then you can switch. Left arm threads underneath the right. And then we go on ahead and do both arms for dragonfly. So making X with the arms. Place the thumbs inside the palm. And pull the arms as far apart from one another as you can. And move the shoulder blades down, forehead on the mat. Then switch the arms, the other one goes underneath. Walk them as far out to the side as you can, then clasp the thumbs, forehead down. And then slowly release. Okay, so we're going to come all the way down to the floor now and repeat some of these stretches all the way from the floor. So let's go ahead and take the right arm and bring it all the way across. Well, I'll start at the left side. Left arm, bring it all the way across so that the shoulder is on the forearm. The body's nice and straight. And the other arm is just relaxed down by your side. Continue to breathe. And just make sure that the shoulder is as far over to the side as possible. And if this is enough of a stretch, you can stay here, or you can go on ahead and bend the elbow and rest your head on that elbow. And then the other arm just goes down by your side with the palm facing up. So allow the shoulder to roll forward and continue to breathe. Now for a deeper stretch, you're going to take your back knee, your left knee, and bend it out to the side. It's going to look like this, but it's the back leg. And this gives you a little bit of deeper stretch. And if you want even more of a stretch, you take that back leg and you just extend it. So it's going to be straight out to the side in line with the hip joint. And continue to breathe and soften the shoulders. And then let's go on ahead and release. Take the left hand, put it on the right shoulder, and clasp your hands behind your back. If the fingers don't touch, then this one's just going to stay like this. Right? The palm faces up, and the elbow falls down towards the floor. But if you can clasp the hands, go ahead and do so. Continue to breathe, and soften. Slowly release. And now we're going to stretch the front of the shoulder. So take the left arm, bring it out to the side, try to keep it in line with the shoulder. Then bring your knees in front of you. Now you can stay here,
So if this is enough of a stretch in the chest, just hold here. If you want more stretch, you take the top leg and you roll it back. And you just keep pressing as far back as you can until you feel the stretch. You can even bring the other one up. So just feel it, feel where you need to be. And for an even deeper stretch, you can actually bend that arm at 90 degrees. So if you bend the left arm 90 degrees and push your weight back gently, you'll feel a very deep stretch in the chest. But just make sure that you don't have the shoulder rolled like this. It needs to stay open. It needs to stay in that external rotation that we keep talking about. And let's go ahead and slowly release.
Okay, so we'll do the other side. We'll face the other way. So take the right arm, bring it across as far out as it'll go, and then relax the rest of the body. Stay nice and soft. So if this is enough, you can stay here. If you want more of a stretch, you can bend the elbow, rest the head on the hand, and continue to breathe. And if you want more of a stretch, you take your back knee and you bend it out to the side, 90 degrees in the knee. And continue to breathe. And try not to tense. Remember, you want to be able to stay really soft in all your stretches. And for an even deeper stretch, you take the back leg and you straighten it out to the side so that it is in line with your shoulder, with your hip joint. And continue to breathe. And stay nice and soft. You also don't want to have any tingling in your fingers. So if you start to feel tingles in your arm or in your fingers, you need to pull back and release. So let's go ahead and release. Take the left hand, the right hand, place it on the left shoulder. You can stay here. Or you could bend the opposite arm, put it on your lower back with the palm facing up. And if you can, you go on ahead and clasp the hands behind your back and hold. And keep breathing. And then slowly release. Bring the arm out to the side, either straight and push back, roll back on the arm. And you may find that one side, again, is looser than the other. You can take the top knee up as well, and you continue to roll back. And you can even bend the arm at 90 degrees, and that's going to make it a little deeper. And you can press back just like before. Legs can be bent, right? So you can take the bottom leg and pull it back as well. Continue to hold and breathe. And slowly release. And come back up, sitting position. And we have one more stretch here. So now that we're thoroughly warmed up in the shoulders, we'll attempt a reverse prayer behind the back. So prayer is here, reverse prayer is behind the back. So we start down here. You can start as low as you need to. Tips of the fingers together. And you just begin to slide the hands however far up the back you can get them. Shoulders are dropped. And stay right here. And notice that probably one side is tighter than the other. Just try to drop it down. Stay nice and soft. And continue to bring the hands as far up as possible. And keep breathing. Stay soft in the shoulders. And then slowly slide the hands down. Release them. Bring them out to the side. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Release them in prayer position in front of your heart.